Hey everyone, so today I'm doing another first impression video. I'm going to be doing it on the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness Neutralizing Correcting Cream. And I've been wanting to try this for a really long time now, but I wanted to do a first impression, so I'm finally getting to try it. I'm so excited. I got this off It Cosmetics, the official website, so if you just Google It Cosmetics, it'll come up. And I used, I think, uShop to get it to me because they don't actually ship to New Zealand, so you will have to use a forwarding service to get this to you. So in here there are 11 mils, so less than you are getting in like a traditional size liquid foundation, but I believe it is really thick from what I've seen on YouTube. I've never actually seen anyone apply it, but I have seen people just show it. So I've never even opened it, so I'm going to take off the little cap. Alright, so when I open it up, it looks really similar to my Kevin Aquan Sensual Skin Enhancer. Sorry if my voice is quite raspy, my throat's really sore for some reason. So the It Cosmetics looks a little bit runnier. This is the Kevin Aquan here. So it is a little bit runnier looking. And in the Kevin Aquan you get 0.63 ounces, and in this one you get 0.37. I actually thought you'd get way more in this one than this one, but it's the other way around. So I think this might just come in one shade because it doesn't actually have a shade written on it, and I can't remember picking a shade, but I'll double check that on the website. So the colour just looks like this, quite yellow toned, which is good because a lot of people do have yellow undertones or neutral to yellow undertones, so that's nice. And it also helps to counteract redness, which this is a Bye Bye Redness product, so it makes sense. As I said, I've never actually seen anyone apply this before, so I'm going to use a round top xoBeauty foundation brush just to buff it in because it does look like quite a thick product. I'm just going to take some on my finger. It feels kind of like when you're whipping cream and it's almost whipped. That's what it feels like when it's slightly under whipped. That's what it feels like. I'm just going to start with this much. I'm just going to stipple it on a little bit first and then kind of buff it out. It smells kind of weird, but not bad, but weird. So a little bit of product goes a really long way. Like those couple little dabs covered up basically the entire side of my face, but I will do a little bit more because I can still see a little bit of redness, so I'm going to do a couple of layers. It blends out really easily and it feels really smooth on my skin. So it's a lot creamier than I thought it would be. I thought it would be quite kind of dry and like real hard to blend out. Like the Kevin Aquan, if you just put it straight on your skin and try to blend it out, it's quite thick and doesn't move very well, but this definitely blends out like a dream. I'm just kind of stippling it on to see how it goes because it's not as thick as I originally thought, so maybe you don't have to buff it in as much as I originally thought. So it works really well when you stipple it on also. It does work quite well at neutralizing redness. You do need a couple of layers, I feel like, unless you just stipple it on from the beginning. Maybe you'll get more coverage. It doesn't feel heavy and it doesn't look like, it looks a tiny, I wouldn't say it looks natural, but it doesn't look super caked on or anything, which I thought it would. So I'm happy with that, but you can definitely still see it on your skin. So it's not a super thin product or anything that's really undetectable. You can tell you're wearing foundation, definitely. I'm also really impressed because it basically covered up my under eye circles. Like, I don't even think there's any need for me to wear concealer, but on this little red bump here, it didn't really cover it up very well. I put like 3 dots on it and blended it out, but it still didn't really cover, so I'm gonna have to wear some concealer there. Also around my nose there's still a tiny bit of redness that's still detectable. It didn't cover all of it. It did a better job than most of my other foundations though, so I need less concealer than normal. Here's a bit of a close-up of the foundation so you can see the kind of texture. It did cling to my kind of, I don't have huge pores, but little pores just here, it kind of clung to them. So if you have a problem with pores, I think you will need some kind of like good primer underneath this. I didn't even use a primer, I just put it straight on today because I forgot to wear a primer, to be honest. And now it feels slightly tacky, so I do think you need to set this with a powder. I'm just using MAC Studio Fix powder in C30. I'm just dabbing a little bit of this on, I'm not putting on too much because it is a really high coverage. And then I'm just going to put a bunch of my e.l.f. HD under eye setting powder under my eyes just to make sure that that product doesn't crease under there because it is quite thick. I don't think it's going to sit flawlessly all day. So overall my skin looks really flawless, but it does definitely look heavier than most of my other foundations that I wear. I'd say it's kind of similar in appearance to like Revlon Color Stay or something, where you can definitely see it on your skin, but I don't think it's as cakey as Revlon Color Stay can be if you apply it wrong. So far I still think some of my other foundations do a better job when I just like build them up to be full coverage, like my Laura Mercier cream silk foundation and everything. I think the main idea behind this product is just that it's like yellow tone, so that's how it gets rid of the redness and it's got high coverage. I don't know. The colour luckily matches me pretty well, but I still don't think it's perfect. It's still a little bit off. It looks a bit better on camera actually than what it does in real life. But, so I'm just going to put in a couple of flash photography photos now. Okay, so in flash photography, it doesn't really bounce back, but you can tell kind of how cakey-ish your makeup looks, more so with the flash on than just in natural lighting. So if you're going to be taking flash photography, your skin is going to look quite intense. Once I have some bronzer and blush and everything on, it might make it a little bit more forgiving on camera. Also, I should probably mention the finish. It is a matte finish, I would say. It's not like super duper matte, but it is like a natural matte finish where it's just quite flat looking. So you will need to put on like blush, bronzer, highlighter, something at least, just to kind of give your face some dimension. Otherwise it looks very bleh. Okay, I'm going to come back in a few hours. It is currently about 10 to 10 a.m. so I'll see you soon. So it's now 2 o'clock. I'm pretty sure that's been 4 hours. I can't really remember when I started filming, but once I edit, I'll remember. So basically, it oxidized a little bit. It didn't oxidize tons and tons, but it did go a little bit more orangey pinkish, like after about half an hour it kind of changed colour. But once I put on my bronzer, highlighter, blush, it kind of matches better and doesn't look as obvious that it did oxidize, so I'm not too phased on it. It hasn't faded anywhere, it hasn't creased like under my eyes like I thought it would, but also that could be because I used my e.l.f. under eye concealing setting powder. It looks very velvety and smooth, and yeah, I really like it so far. I'm gonna see how long I can wear it for and how long it takes before it starts going gross, so I'll come back like later tonight. But yeah, my only gripe with it is that, yeah, it does look semi-cakey or not cakey, it's just very noticeable that I'm wearing foundation. And I didn't like how matte it was, but now that I've got highlighter and everything on, I really like the finish now. It's still quite matte, so if you hate matte, don't go near this. I'll see you guys again soon. Hey everyone, so this is kind of tacky because I just went to turn on my ring light over there. It's the first time I've tried to use it since I moved and it won't turn on, so it has unfortunately broken. It must have broken while we were moving everything, so you can't really see my makeup at all, well, at all. Basically, I'm really impressed. It is still on and it doesn't look gross. Like, it hasn't made me go oily anywhere. It hasn't picked up on any dry patches. It's, if anything, all it's done is just kind of faded a wee bit in terms of coverage, but it's definitely still a really good coverage, so it is really long wearing. It hasn't stayed over my big zits that have decided to peek through during the day. But other than that, I'm really, really impressed. The only things I didn't like were the finish, but I think if I use a dewy finishing spray, it'll be perfect. And it oxidized a wee bit. The colour wasn't 100%, but it was good enough. So I would say, I don't know what colour in MAC I am because I'm fake tanned. I'd say between NC20 and NC30, you could make it work. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not 100%, I'm not very good at shades, but that's just my guess. I'm gonna go now. I will definitely have to order a new ring light tomorrow. Just so I can keep doing first impression videos for you, because I have another one that I want to do like really soon, but now I'm gonna have to wait until I have my lighting. Sorry if I sound really out of breath. I just got back from dinner. I should probably tell you now it is past 10 o'clock, so it's lasted all day long. Overall, I'm quite impressed. I will be using this more often, although I don't think that little pot will last that long. I still feel like for the size of the pot it is, I've still used quite a bit of the product, if that makes any sense at all. Anyway, I love you guys so much and I'll talk to you soon. Bye! And it's one of their new lipsticks and it's just a really dark brown. I was having a bit of a sloppy day, so I'm taking my xoBeauty angled eyeshadow